Okay, hello and welcome to Soccer Now with myself, Samuel Reese. I am coming to you live from Lexington, Kentucky. Today is Saturday, August 18th, 2018. Hope all of you soccer fans have had a great rest of the week and are having a great weekend. I know I am for sure. There was exciting action today, but before we get to that, let's get to all the news during the week. First of all, Real Madrid does have a new main man. That's Gareth Bale. He looks to step into a new role without Ronaldo. Also, Atletico Madrid does kick off their 2018 and 19 season, as Atleti did face Real Madrid for the UEFA Super Cup in Estonia. I'll definitely be talking about that game in a short while. Also, Thibaut Courtois versus Keylor Navas, a huge conversation taking place. Courtois is 26 years old, Navas 31. And here is comparing their 2017 and 18 in all competitions. Courtois had 46 appearances, Navas 44. Courtois 19 clean sheets, Navas 11. Courtois 47 goals allowed, Navas 49. And Courtois finishing fifth in the EPL, Navas finishing third in La Liga, and Courtois going to the round of 16 of the UCL, while Navas was the champ. So those stats are really pretty even. It's crazy how good these two goalkeepers are on the same team. Yeah, it will be interesting to see how that all plays out. So it really is Team Courtois versus Team Navas. So will Real Madrid's latest signee start over the veteran keeper is the huge question. I definitely think so. I mean, why else would they have signed Courtois if he wasn't going to start? But yeah, I think he'll start this weekend. So we asked you, who should start for Real Madrid at the UEFA Super Cup? This is before the game, by the way. 32% said Courtois, 68% said Navas. 68% were right. Navas did play in the Super Cup. And we are tracking Luka Modric's potential transfer, as the Real Madrid midfielder's agent has linked him to Inter. So Luka Modric does look to leave Madrid, which is quite crazy. The World Cup Golden Ball reportedly wants the San Siro move. Modric's agent has definitely hinted at a move to Inter, as Marco Neletolic claims the midfielder is thrilled by the idea. So here is Luka Modric's 2017 and 2018 season. In La Liga Santander, had 26 appearances, 6 assists, and 1 goal. In the Champions League, had 11 appearances, 1 assist, and 1 goal. And of course, in World Cup 2018, was the runner-up and got the golden ball. So a great player for sure. Also, a Fenerbahce transfer announcement. Islam Slimani was announced as a new signee via Twitter. Speaking of Fenerbahce, they did take on Benfica in the Champions League qualifiers. The final score was Fenerbahce 1, Benfica 1. Benfica, the ones going through on aggregate. Goals by Fernandez in the 26th minute and Potuk in the first minute of stoppage time in the first half. So here are notable Champions League qualifiers. Bate Borisov tied Karabag FK 1-1. AEK Athens beat Celtic 2-1. As I mentioned, Fenerbahce and Benfica playing to a 1-1 draw. Skandia losing to Red Star Salzburg 1-0. Ajax beating Standard Liège 3-0. And Dynamo Kiev beating Slavia Prague 2-0. So some great Champions League qualifiers taking place. Also, let's go to the top 5 transfer tracker stories. 5 is that Samu Castillejo has made the Milan move. 4, Tiamu Bakayoko has gone on loan to Milan. 3, Steven Nzonzi arrived in Rome for a medical. And 2, Christian Eriksen and Danny Rose could be on their way out. Very interesting. And 1, of course, Luka Modric is interested in Inter. Also, a little bad news here. Well, not bad, but something you don't want to see. Mohamed Salah was caught texting while driving. Police are investigating the viral video shot by fans. Most law, please don't text while driving. Anyway, Tottenham's new stadium is on delay. The Spurs say that recent tests revealed safety issues. So definitely a concern for Tottenham there. Remember, La Liga Santander is live on beIN Sports. Real Betis took on Levante UD on yesterday. Excuse me. We'll talk about that, and of course, we'll talk about today's game as FC Barcelona took on Alaves. And Real Madrid plays Getafe CF tomorrow at 4:05 p.m. Eastern Time, 1:05 p.m. Pacific Time on beIN Sports. Also, big news here, Lionel Messi is taking an international break. The midfielder will not play for Argentina for the rest of 2018. So, interesting international news for Lionel Messi there. Mario Mandzukic retired from international duty. Also, the Juventus forward called it quits after a World Cup final loss. So a little bit of a shock there, definitely more than Messi. Also, looking back at a Champions League flashback, Mohamed Salah, of course, left the match early due to a shoulder injury, and Jurgen Klopp had comments on Mohamed Salah's injury, saying it may have been a coincidence, but Mo Salah was taken out of the game during an outstanding phase of his footballing life in the middle of the field. Many people will say these things happen, but if that is the message we are sending to our children, that nothing is out of bounds and it's all about winning, then I will be glad to leave this planet in 40 years. Really interesting and strange comments from Jurgen Klopp. Definitely not letting that injury to Mohamed Salah, not letting it go, even though Mohamed Salah is healthy and back. They did lose the Champions League. It could have been because of that in part. But, yeah, he should just get over it by now, in my opinion. Also, Real Madrid's summer has been crazy. Here is a recap of what you missed ahead of the 2018 and 19 season. First of all, Julian Lopetegui became the new manager of Real Madrid 2 days before the World Cup, which got him fired from coaching Spain in the World Cup. A couple days later, Cristiano Ronaldo, of course, left Real Madrid to sign with Juventus. Then Real Madrid signed Odriozola, the young defender, and then they went off to a preseason tour in the United States with news that Modric and Kovacic wanted out and Courtois wanted in. Kovacic ended up on a loan deal at Chelsea, and Modric still staying put for now, but Courtois has come in, which has started the Courtois-Navas debate. That's basically everything that has gone on for Real Madrid this summer. In a quick summary, really, if you've missed it. So let's look at a Madrid manual. Their MVP, I think it's going to be Luka Modric. He tallied 6 assists in La Liga this season, and he's absolutely phenomenal. That's if he stays with Real Madrid, of course, which we'll see. It seems like he might. It seems like he might not. It's very confusing, but yeah, Luka Modric for sure, brilliant player. Breakout player has to be Marco Asensio with 6 goals, 5 assists in La Liga this season. This is his season to shine, I think, for sure. He is a talented player. A top scorer, gotta say, Gareth Bale. He netted 16 goals in 26 La Liga appearances last season. Gareth Bale is absolutely brilliant. He will have to replace Ronaldo, and I think he'll get the goals to make up for some of that. So, where will Los Blancos finish? I place Real Madrid either 3rd or 4th in the La Liga table, I'll be honest. I think Barca absolutely better than Real Madrid. I think Atletico has the edge on Real Madrid with what they did in the summer. And depending on how Valencia does, I think they might finish ahead of Real Madrid. But I think for the most part, Real Madrid will end up finishing 3rd. Also, Gauthier Ganay aided in mental health awareness. The Barnsley CEO sent a letter of support to a club fan. Always good to see that. Some good in the game. All right, now let's get to Wednesday's news. Real Madrid, of course, took on Atletico Madrid in Tallinn, Estonia, in the UEFA Super Cup. Of course, The final score was Real Madrid 2, Atletico Madrid 4. A crazy game, really. And Diego Costa, he can lead Atletico Madrid to a title, you could argue for sure. The 29-year-old striker scored twice in the 4-2 Cup final win. And you absolutely think if Atletico can make a run for that title, Diego Costa will be the reason why. Also, Real Madrid's new BBA front line is fun to watch, but how far can Bale, Benzema, and Asensio take Madrid this season? It's a huge question, really. I want to hear some comments from you guys. Also, the chase for the La Liga title will be lit, that's for sure. Atletico definitely closed the gap on their crosstown rivals, but can they win it all? Who knows? This La Liga season is, we're in for a good one, that's for sure. So here is Atletico Madrid summer in 60 seconds. A recap of what you missed ahead of their 2018 and 19 season. A lot better storylines than Real Madrid, that's for sure. They kept their star players. Of course, Griezmann stayed. They kept Diego Simeone, and of course they brought in tons of star players. They brought in Rodri, Thomas Lemar. Madrid just looks better, really. They kept all their players and got talented players also. So Atletico Madrid, absolutely a team to watch. So here is who's in for Atletico. Thomas Lemar came in for 63 million euro. Rodri for 18 million euro. Nikola Kalinic for 13 million euro. Santiago Arias for 9.9 million euro, and Gelson Martins for free. Here is who went out of Atletico: Kevin Gamero, Sime Versalco on loan, Gavi for free, Fernando Torres for free, and Diogo Jota. So here are 5 talented teenagers to watch. First of all, this is for Ligue 1 in the League of Talents, of course. Let's start off with Willem Goubels. The forward is 16 years old from France, and Monaco bought Goubels for 20 million euros from Lyon this summer, and the club is betting on him to be the next Mbappe, really. Keep an eye on him for sure. Also, Boubacar Kamara, the central defender, is 18 years old from France. And Kamara joined Marseille at 6, and he keeps improving, that's for sure. He's already played 15 professional matches at such a young age. Also, Jordi Mbula, the forward, 19 years old from Spain. He trained at the Barca Academy, and Mbula joined Monaco last summer. He's super talented, and this season should be his breakthrough in Ligue 1. And Amine Gouiri, the forward, is 18 years old from France, and Gouiri is a product of the famous Lyon Academy. He's been impressive with France youth teams, and he's a very exciting prospect. And, of course, Timothy Weah, the forward who's 18 years old from the USA. Of course, the son of George Weah. He has been at PSG since 2014, and he's already been capped 3 times by the USA senior side. So keep an eye on those stars, that's for sure. Also, FC Barcelona took on Boca Juniors on Wednesday in a friendly. Final score was FC Barcelona 3, Boca Juniors 0. As the Culés cruised to their friendly win over the Argentine Giants. Andres Iniesta scored another J-League stunner, believe it or not. The Spanish legend netted in each of his first 2 games with Vissel Kobe. So good to see Iniesta still playing well. Also, there sure are Americans abroad. If you don't know who I'm talking about, then you better. Timothy Weah, the 18-year-old speedster from PSG, is absolutely incredible. Keep an eye on him. Also, going back to the top 5 transfer tracker stories, 5 is that FC Barcelona are giving up on the Paul Pogba chase. 4, Zizou wants to replace Mourinho at Man United. A lot of craziness there. 3, Luka Modric and Inter Milan drama has continued. 2, Valencia have eyed a move for Man United's Juan Mata. And 1, Juventus has rejected PSG's offer for Alex Sandro. So yes, also Kevin De Bruyne hurt his knee in training. Man City says the extent of the injury is not yet known. So we'll see about that. Kevin De Bruyne, he is a key part of that side for sure. Here is his career in numbers. Since his City debut in 2015, he has the most Premier League assists, 43 of any player. Only Christian Eriksen and Mesut Ozil have created more chances than De Bruyne with 291. He is behind only Ozil for successful passes made in the final third of the pitch, 2,260. And last season, De Bruyne provided the most assists, 16 of anyone in the top 5 European leagues. And during the World Cup in Russia, he created the most chances of any midfielder with 23. So that'll be Man City will miss him for sure. But with that squad they have, you wonder how much they'll miss him. Probably not too much. But hopefully De Bruyne gets well soon. Once again, La Liga Santander was and is live on beIN Sports. Real Betis took on Levante UD. FC Barcelona took on Alaves. And, of course, Real Madrid plays Getafe CF tomorrow, 4:05 Eastern Time, 1:05 Pacific on beIN Sports. And here is the La Liga 2017 and 2018 season recap. Barcelona basically dominated the league by 14 points, and Real Madrid finished third with 76 points. So here are the must-watch storylines for the season. First of all, Ousmane Dembele, the 21-year-old winger for FC Barcelona. Rodri, the 22-year-old midfielder at Atletico Madrid. Alexander Golovin, the 22-year-old midfielder at AS Monaco. Keylor Navas, the 32-year-old goalkeeper at Real Madrid. Vinicius Jr., the 18-year-old forward at Real Madrid. And Timothy Weah, of course, the 18-year-old winger for Paris Saint-Germain. So this weekend was La Liga kickoff weekend as Europe's biggest title race is back. Here are Real Madrid potential signings. Eden Hazard, 12 goals and 4 assists in the EPL last season. Timo Werner netted 13 goals and 32 Bundesliga appearances last season. Robert Lewandowski scored a hat-trick in the DFL Super Cup. So here is some comments about La Liga kickoff weekend. Guillermo Hernandez said, "This loss has nothing to do with the loss of Ronaldo. It has to do with Lopetegui." Payne Romario said, "Real Madrid needs someone. I don't know who, but they need someone." And lastly, Bishal Rana Sampang Rai said, "Superstar for Madrid is Asensio. No Bale, no Benzema." So some interesting and good comments there from those people. Thank you very much. Also, what is Paul Pogba's predicament as the World Cup champ was connected to an FC Barcelona transfer? And Lionel Messi has had some Camp Nou movement as the La Pulga he does step into a new role, as the FC Barcelona captain. And Atletico Madrid has started off with an impressive start. Of course, Atleti beat their rival Real Madrid 4-2 in the Super Cup. La Liga kickoff weekend did take place on beIN Sports. Real Betis took on Levante UD yesterday. FC Barcelona took on Alaves today. As I mentioned, Real Madrid takes on Getafe CF tomorrow, 4:05 Eastern Time. And Valencia CF takes on Atletico Madrid on Monday at 1:50 p.m. Eastern Time. Here is beIN Sports best in La Liga. They have 1 FC Barcelona, 2 Atletico Madrid, 3 Real Madrid, 4 Valencia CF, and 5 Sevilla FC. I gotta say, I agree with those. But yeah, interesting. We'll see how it ends up at the end of the season, of course. Also, Jesse Lingard put in a request to FIFA. The Man United winger needs a new video game trim, saying, "And can you also change my physicality to 99?" Lingard being funny. Let's go back to the top 5 transfer tracker stories. 5 is that PSG have signed Schalke defender Thilo Kehrer. 4, Miralem Pjanic is to remain at Juventus. 3, Marseille look to snag Moussa Dembele. 2, David Ospina has joined Napoli on loan. And 1, Paul Pogba in the Jose Mourinho rift has continued. Let's take a look at a Serie A preview. The surprise team, I think, will be Milan. Gennaro Gattuso and company finished 6th last season, but I think this season they have the talents with Higuain and more to be that surprise team. Top scorer, I'd say Cristiano Ronaldo. The striker looks to leave a legacy at Juventus. I think he'll pick up from where he left off, although I will discuss today's game, that's for sure. Champs, I have to say Juventus. They did win their 7th consecutive Serie A title last season. And I hate to say it as an Inter fan, but I think that will go to 8 for sure. Also, Mauricio Pochettino nailed the Dele Alli challenge. As Pochettino said, I tried one time and it was perfect. A lot of fans having fun with that. Also, Reims, let's get to all of Friday's action. Reims took on Lyon, League match week 2. Final score, surprisingly, was Reims 1, Lyon 0 with a goal by Chavaria in the 32nd minute. Absolute upset there. Girona FC took on Real Valladolid in La Liga Santander match week 1. Final score was Girona FC 0, Real Valladolid 0. Real Betis took on Levante VUD in La Liga Santander match week 1. Final score was Real Betis 0, Levante UD 3. I was somewhat surprised with Marti scoring in the 38th minute and Morales scoring in the 54th and 95th minute. So the soccer Saturday was pretty good today, especially with games taking place on beIN Sports. Guingamp took on PSG, Monaco took on Lille, and FC Barcelona took on Alaves. 2 League round 2 games and a La Liga round 1 game taking place. I'll tell you about all that quite shortly. So yes, so exciting with La Liga kickoff weekend happening this weekend. And FC Barcelona did add Malcolm Arthur, Arturo Vidal, and more. And Ernesto Valverde has gone into his 2nd FC Barcelona season. Julian Lopetegui definitely has big shoes to fill at Real Madrid. And it'll be interesting this La Liga season for sure. Also, Bordeaux suspended Gus Poyet for a week due to the coach's criticism of Gaetan Laborde sale. A lot of controversy taking place at Bordeaux. Real Madrid also made an official complaint to FIFA over an illegal approach by Inter for Luka Modric. Very interesting there. Jose Mourinho also dismissed the rumors of conflict. The Man United coach claims all is well with him and Paul Pogba. We might as well not talk about the rift now anyway. Pep Guardiola commented on Kevin De Bruyne, saying the midfielder is set to miss 3 months due to the ligament injury. Here are the top 5 Serie A silly season stories, really. 5 is that Sergej Milinkovic-Savic is to stay at Lazio. He won't leave in the end. 4, Parma has signed former Roma winger Gervinho. 3, Simone Zaza has moved to Torino. 2, Claudio Marchisio has ended a 25-year run with Juventus. And 1, David Ospina did complete the Napoli move, as I mentioned. Also, in beIN the Street with beIN Sports is Jimmy Conrad. He asked the people in the streets of San Francisco what Real Madrid fans need to look ahead to the 2018-19 season. Definitely want to hear your thoughts, because Real Madrid fans do have different opinions looking ahead to the 2018-19 season, that's for sure. Also, the one to watch for the player has to be Timothy Weah. He netted his first league goal in match week 1. Absolutely impressive at the age he's at. One to watch for the team has to be Real Madrid. The post-Cristiano Ronaldo era does begin for Los Blancos. It'll be very interesting to see how they do without their star man. And the game to watch, Valencia CF versus Atletico Madrid, Monday at 1:50 p.m. Eastern Time. That will be a fantastic game. I mean, two great Serie A sides facing off against each other. Definitely tune into that. Also, FC Barcelona did take on Alaves. FC Barcelona have won on La Liga opening weekend for 9 straight seasons heading into the game. I'll tell you shortly. I'll tell you right now, actually, what the result was. And the final score was FC Barcelona 3, Deportivo Alaves 0. Messi netted a goal in stoppage time to seal their opening win. The La Liga champions did kick off their title defense. Messi and Coutinho both found the net in Barca's 3-0 win over Alaves. And Messi scored Barcelona's 6,000th La Liga goal. What a remarkable feat. The Argentine led the Spanish Giants to a 3-0 win over Alaves with a brace. Also, Chievo Verona took on Juventus today. It was the 4th meeting between the sides in an opening fixture. Final score was Chievo Verona 2, Juventus 3. Absolutely exciting game. Juve made a winning start in the season opener at Chievo. Cristiano Ronaldo versus Chievo Verona, though, 8 total shots, 4 shots on target with a 90% pass accuracy. Juve did have to work for their opening day win versus Chievo. So is this a cause for concern for Allegri's men? Definitely could be a good question. Juventus' mentality once again did shine through, though. The Italian Giants, of course, sealed a 2-3 win over Chievo. In Verona, Gigi Buffon shared the field with sons of former 97 stars as the Italian legend played with Lilian Thuram against George Weah in 1997. So Buffon's still playing with people whose dads he played with and against. That's crazy. So Guingamp did take on PSG. The Les Parisiens had lost just one of the last 17 league games with 12 wins and 4 draws. The final score was Guingamp 1, PSG 3. Neymar and Mbappe netted 1 goal each in their win at Guingamp. Monaco also took on Lille, as AS Monaco were unbeaten in their last 6 home league games versus Les Doges with 3 wins and 3 draws. Final score, though, was Monaco 0, Lille 0, as Lille ended a losing streak against Les Monégasques with 1 draw and 4 losses before that. Also, tomorrow live on beIN Sports, it is RC Strasbourg taking AS Saint Etienne at 8:55 a.m. Eastern Time, 5:55 a.m. Pacific Time on beIN Sports. Toulouse FC then takes on Bordeaux at 10:55 a.m. Eastern Time, 7:55 a.m. Pacific Time, also on beIN Sports. And then Nimes plays Marseille at 2:45 p.m. Eastern Time, 11:45 a.m. Pacific Time on beIN Sports Connect 5. Those are all League Match Day 2 action taking place on beIN Sports tomorrow. Mbappe did score 2 as PSG won 3-1 at Guingamp. VAR helped the Les Parisiens to their 2nd straight win at the start of the French campaign. Yeni Malatyaspor took on Fenerbahce in the Turkish Super League Round 2. Final score was Yeni Malatyaspor 1, Fenerbahce 0, a huge upset as Danihel Leskic, his goal, pulled the upset over the Yellow Canal. Here are your matches for Match Day 2. Yesterday, Trabzonspor beat Sivasspor 3-1. And today, Bursaspor tied Kayserispor 0-0. And Talyaspor tied Konyaspor in a 3-3 thriller. As I mentioned, Yeni Malatyaspor did upset Fenerbahce 1-0. And then tomorrow, Akhisarspor plays Soccer Rizaspor. And Erzurum Başakşehir Belediyespor takes on Besiktas. Alanyaspor plays Ankara Gücü. And Galatasaray plays Göztepe SK. Great Super League Sunday coming up for you live on beIN Sports. Erzurumspor takes on Besiktas at 12 p.m. Eastern Time, 9 a.m. Pacific Time on beIN Sports Connect 3. And Galatasaray takes on Göztepe SK at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 11:30 a.m. Pacific Time on beIN Sports Connect 4. Remember, the Super League show is Tuesdays at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 3:30 p.m. Pacific Time with George DiMatteis on beIN Sports. If you missed out on all the Turkish League action, just tune into that on Tuesday night. Also, Veracruz took on Guadalajara in Liga MX Round 5. Final score was Veracruz 0, Guadalajara 2, with Javier Eduardo Lopez netting a brace for Las Chivas in their side win. Villarreal CF took on Real Sociedad, as Villarreal has lost just one of their last 13 La Liga matches versus La Real. Final score was Villarreal CF 1, Real Sociedad 2. Sociedad defeated the Yellow Submarine at home for the first time since April 2006. RC Celta took on RCD Espanyol. The Celticos were unbeaten in their last 11 La Liga games at Balados with 5 wins and 6 draws. Final score was RC Celta 1, RCD Espanyol 1. Espanyol have drawn 4 of their last 6 visits to Balados in the top flight with 2 losses. So we are heading into the 2018-19 La Liga season, as Barca and Real Madrid are in action during this weekend's league kickoff. Of course, Barcelona winning, Real Madrid playing tomorrow. So yes, that leads us to tomorrow live on beIN Sports. It is SD Eibar taking on SD Huesca at 12:05 p.m. Eastern Time, 9:05 a.m. Pacific Time on beIN Sports and Espanyol. Rayo Vallecano takes on Sevilla FC at 2:10 p.m. Eastern Time, 11:10 a.m. Madrid takes on Getafe CF at 4:05 p.m. Eastern Time, 1:05 p.m. Pacific Time on beIN Sports. That is your La Liga Match Day 1 action tomorrow. So Real Madrid plays Getafe CF tomorrow, 3:45 p.m. Eastern Time, 12:45 p.m. Pacific Time on beIN Sports. A great game coming up. Of course, Real Madrid did fall to Atletico Madrid 2-4 in the UEFA Super Cup. So does the defeat mean new signings for Los Blancos? Could be harsh to say this after one game, but we'll see if they do make any. I don't see it happen. But yes, La Liga is live on beIN Sports. Real Madrid versus Getafe CF tomorrow at 3:45 Eastern Time, 12:45 Pacific on beIN Sports in round 1 action. Remember, the locker room is on Mondays and Fridays, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 4:30 p.m. Pacific. It is the best soccer debate show in the U.S. for sure. Make sure you tune into that. Let's go back to the transfer tracker one more time with the latest rumors. Mexico's Marco Fabian is in Istanbul for talks with Besiktas. And also, Simon Zaza did arrive at Torino on loan from Valencia. Of course, Chelsea took on Arsenal today. Chelsea had won 5 of their last 6 home league games versus the Gunners with 1 draw. The final score was Chelsea 3, Arsenal 2. Marcos Alonso's 81st minute goal sealed the win for the Blues. Also, Tottenham Hotspur took on Fulham. The Spurs had lost just 2 of their last 38 home league games, with an impressive 30 wins and 6 draws. Final score was Tottenham Hotspur 3, Fulham 1. Harry Kane's second half goal helped seal the win for the Spurs. So here are your matches for match day 2 in the Premier League. Today, Cardiff City and Newcastle United played to a 0-0 draw. Everton beat Southampton 2-1. Leicester City beat Wolverhampton Wanderers 2-0. And Tottenham Hotspur, as I mentioned, beat Fulham 3-1. West Ham United fell to Bournemouth 2-1. And as I mentioned, Chelsea beat Arsenal 3-2. Tomorrow, Burnley will take on Watford. Manchester City takes on Huddersfield. And Brighton and Hove Albion take on Manchester United. Once again, FC Barcelona, of course, beat Deportivo Alaves as Messi netted a goal in stoppage time to seal the opening win. Ivan Rakitic versus Alaves had 2 total shots with 93% pass accuracy. Also, let's go to the top saves. 3 goes to Diego Benalio of Monaco versus Lille. 2 goes to Sergio Alvarez of RC Celta versus Espanyol. And 1 has to go to Gianluigi Buffon of PSG versus Guingamp. I hadn't seen any of those saves, especially Buffon's. Make sure you see them. They're great saves. Remember, soccer is at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 p.m. Pacific Time, with as George DiMatteis recaps the weekend's best action. So if you missed any of the great games and you want to see them, if you missed any of them this weekend and you want to see those games, it's like they do one game in like 15 minutes, really, or 30 minutes actually, and it's like 90 and 30 basically, and they show you the best parts of the game, and it's pretty cool. Also, yes, Real Madrid and Getafe CF. Make sure you tune into that tomorrow, 3:45 Eastern, 12:45 p.m. Pacific on beIN Sports. And that's all I got for you. Really, there was a ton to talk about in the soccer world. I cannot promise you I'll be on tomorrow, unfortunately. I wanted to recap tomorrow's action so badly, but unfortunately I'll be gone pretty late. But I'll see if I can do the show. If not, I'll recap yesterday's games next weekend. So if I don't see you tomorrow, which isn't likely that I'll see you tomorrow, I'll see you next Saturday. Thanks so much for tuning in. I know it was a lot to process, but I hope you're caught up on all the action. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you next time. Bye. Have a great day or night, whenever you're watching.